Okay, I have a confession.
They're all gonna want to take showers afterwards.
Oh my God, what's gonna happen?
This is so sexy.
Oh my goodness. I had a huge daddy fetish.
Bound to go wow wow.
Hello, internet world. It's your girl with the ass full of jello and a heart full of gold. Here with my co-host with tits full of jello.
Oh, thanks. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to follow that.
I mean...
Hey, I'm Melissa Stratton. I am a mattress actress and a content creator. But today, we are here in the studio with a very... Get over here.
Every time you say mattress actress, I lose my... It is
I
so
can't
good.
say star seriously.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
fair.
It's too conceited.
And it's too serious, too.
Yeah. But anyway.
But anyway, we're here today, not just with ourselves yet again,
Yeah.
but with the queen of the trans scene, Miss Daisy Taylor.
Hi, Daisy.
What the f- do I even say to that?
I mean, hello.
Oh my god, hi.
Thank
you so
are
much.
the queen.
Thank you for having me on Sex Tales. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
That's a wild intro.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
But I can't imagine introducing you any other way. How do you feel being like one of the first stars that ever was signed to a major company like TransAngels?
I love that we're diving straight in.
Mhm.
Get right into it.
No, I know. We're conversational.
Right.
Honestly, it feels amazing. I think I'm the second, trans star of all time to have a contract at the time, of course. I think the first was Aubrey Kate with Evil Angel. So I felt like that was very crazy. And I'm not gonna sorry sound. I'm not gonna pop my knuckles.
I'm sure someone out there likes
I
that.
know,
Self-comfortable,
so sorry.
go for it.
ASMR.
It's a huge honor, and I think it's indicative of a lot of things. It's indicative of, I think, the changing of the times. I think especially when I first got into the industry, many things have changed. There was, even back then there was an OnlyFans. There's a million things that have changed about the industry, but even in the short time that I've been here, I've seen the times change, and being able to be a contract star, and for it to be even a level further where I'm very lucky to work with MindGeek and to work with TransAngels, because they have been able to believe in my vision, where I get to have a lot of creative control over the scenes that I do. So that works out because I'm a control freak.
Yeah. You gotta have your hands on it. If your hand's not on it, you don't want any part of it.
It's very specific. And shooting porn can be very funny and very cheesy. And so sometimes you gotta reel it in. Make it a little pretty sometimes.
Yeah, do a little something.
A little less pizza boy, a little more glamour.
Sister?
If I see,
right.
Oh my God. If I see one more pizza boy, I may actually lose my.
I need to see like a pizza boy movie that's like a bad Zack Snyder kind of, it's dark.
It's
not at all
gritty.
funny and colorful. It is dark and it's sad, and he is not happy.
He's not happy about
we're going
this
too
at all.
far. So.
No, but I see this vision.
Right.
I that would be such a good clip.
Gritty, horrible. Yeah.
Someone would be into.
Yeah.
Right. I would watch it.
Well, that's so crazy, because the next question I was going to ask you is that in previous interviews you had mentioned enjoying scenes that have like a long story with them,
Yeah.
like actual like substance to them. What draws you to that?
I think, I hate to admit that I'm a theater kid.
Oh, yeah.
Don't.
So
You should love to admit that.
you're
Yeah.
right. I should have a little less shame.
Mhm.
I think it's just I love getting to perform, and I love getting to act, and truly, very honestly, if I can say, obviously doing adult work was not my dream necessarily.
Oh, yeah?
So getting to it was obviously very much a backup plan, a grateful backup plan that I'm here to have, but getting to kind of have that outlet to be creative, to act, to get a full script, I've gotten to sing, I've gotten to dance, I've gotten to do a bunch of things. That's the bread and butter for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
So you didn't dream of doing. I don't know many people that do.
Right.
I think we somehow end up here, whether we, whatever.
In some story, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So what was your intro to the industry?
My intro, years before I even got into doing adult, people always in my life, acquaintances, friends, whoever in my life would always joke, like when I was in high school, which is of course inappropriate because I was a minor.
Yeah.
Let's start there. people would always joke like, "Oh, you're probably gonna be a stripper because you're so sexual," and I was always like, I never understood that because I didn't feel like a sexual person. I feel like maybe I'm just sexy.
I think they
Well,
just
yes.
were turned on by
I
you,
think that
so-
might have been it. But so I kind of had a precursor of like, oh, I'm probably going to be a stripper someday. Haha. But truly, I saw a tweet on the Twitter.
It's what
I will never call it X. I'm so sorry. I will
I've
never
never
do
heard
You're
of
that.
the
this
second
X
person to
thing.
say that. Yeah,
I'm
none of us are.
not doing it.
Never heard of it.
And it was a fake tweet, of course, but it was like, oh, I've made $40,000 on Pornhub, and I was like, oh, well, I don't got no money, and $40,000 sounds pretty good. so
Wait, you actually took that? You took that seriously?
Yes.
I hate those tweets, by the way. I'm sorry. Like, I
Me too.
understand that you are a girl and you are working and you're a girl boss, but like, why are you lying on the internet? You know good and damn well you did not make that much money on the internet.
Yeah, I hate false and inflammatory. I just hate like false, funny tweets. I know that like so obviously there's a level where there's like satire where you can tell that it's clearly a joke,
Right.
but I get confused. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people get
So
confused
quick.
too.
Same.
I'm too quick to believe some shit that I read.
Right.
That's
Can
on me.
you share a little bit about your experience filming with TransAngel and Dante Cole, who I am a huge fan if you're watching this, Dante.
Dante, we're going to be scheduling something with Vanniall here. I love Dante. I've had a great experience with TransAngels from the first time that I worked with them. They are definitely the first professional company to like snatch me up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the first company that I ever shot with was Groovy, and I had a good time doing shoots with them. I feel like Groovy is almost kind of like the audition space a little bit for the trans industry, you know, because there's a lot of girls that will come and will not continue, and there's a lot of girls who will start on Groovy and then will go on to become stars in the industry.
Yeah.
So I shot with Groovy, and pretty quickly after TransAngels they just got me, and I think I only actually shot my first scene, and they had offered me a contract. Wow, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it.
Unheard of. Yeah.
Damn.
They really believe they saw
They
something
saw-
in you. They knew it too.
They were like, wow,
I
that's
guess
a good
so.
game.
I guess so. I mean, I will say at that time, I mean, it was definitely a moment. Like everything that was happening all at the same time. 2019, 2020 was a really, really crazy time for my Kobio. But yeah, I've had a great time with TransAngels, especially the team that I gotten to work with. I get to work with the Dream Team, which nobody ever hears of because they're not big on, the Dream Team Productions. It's just kind of low key, but I've gotten to work with the same people for the last 6 years, and they're like my favorite. We all have a very similar creative vision, and so we all are ridiculous and campy in the same kind of way. And so it's amazing to get to work with people who are like not just like work buddies, but like actual friends.
Yeah.
And obviously, I love Dante Cole. I have in fact done the most scenes with Dante Cole out of anyone that I've done in my career. He is my official work husband for sure.
Yeah,
I
that
love that,
sounds
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
sounds like
Your workouts.
a
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah, I think I've probably done maybe 15 scenes with Dante.
You guys are basically monogamous now.
Actually, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind. I've actually had people. Do you guys ever work with a person and then you get fans tweeting like, "Oh, you guys totally should date"? I get that a lot with Dante. Yeah.
Oh my God. But that's a cute couple.
There's chemistry.
Listen,
That's a cute couple. I'd ship that.
Dante, I love you. Shout out to D.
So you recently took a little bit of a break. Is that a good way of describing it? A
Yeah,
break?
I think that's a good way to describe it for sure.
And you're back now, or?
Yes. So it's funny. I've had a couple moments in my career where I've taken like a year or two off just to breathe and reboot, get it back together a little bit. But I just felt kind of exhausted and a little bit burnt out. So yeah, early last year I decided to shoot again. I shot with TransAngels a couple times, and I got to do like my comeback scene, which was lovely and so fun. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen like the comeback scene yet, though.
No.
Have you? The Stevie Ricks, yeah? Or
Oh,
Stevie Tricks?
that's actually so
Ricks.
funny. That is actually also another.
What?
It was almost like not a double comeback, but there was two scenes that I filmed. The scene with Steve Ricks is called The Comeback, and I shot that for Groovy, and I think that's nominated for the T Awards or something right now. Very grateful.
Congratulations.
Yeah, amazing.
But there was my actual like comeback scene, which is not called The Comeback, which was with TransAngels. Who gave me Red Bull? With TransAngels, which was called One Night Only. And so I got to produce that with the team, and I got to write an original song for it.
What? Multi-talented?
I'm just saying.
Come on, Theater Kid.
Not
Come
just a
on.
pretty
I had
face.
to bring it
You
around.
had to bring it around. Come on. I'm not going to be a theater kid and not show y'all some theater.
I had
okay?
to. I
love
was
it.
like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do before I leave, I'm gonna sing one
I'm
time.
gonna sing to y'all.
Yes.
And I already got some other in the works, so it's not gonna be one time. But
I love it. Let's do it. Should we make her sing? No?
oh,
Yeah.
not the family party.
Right.
Not
We're
the
like, give
Thanksgiving.
us a little bar
talent
real
show.
Yeah,
quick.
no,
Come on.
literally.
Can you freestyle real quick
I know.
for
Yeah.
us?
Can you do a little? Can you spin
a
on your
couple
head?
bars.
Can you spin on your head real
Could you
quick?
imagine if we were like a freestyle rap show?
Yeah.
I would enjoy if
Sense.
I would enjoy if we spontaneously busted into a 3-part harmony. You know.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be?
Okay.
I'm not
Then
singing
you would
around
just
her, Jesus.
embarrass all of us. I mean,
Yeah.
the both of us completely.
Thank
We'd
you for
basically
that,
background
though.
vocals. But that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I can do that.
More ASMR.
Right.
So not only are you incredibly talented, but you're also nominated for Best Sex Scene in the Trans category for XBiz.
Damn.
Right?
I think I
Speaking
am.
Which scene is this?
Yeah.
Is it The Comeback?
Oh yeah, the comeback. Yeah.
The Comeback with
Mhm.
Steve Ricks? Yeah.
How does it feel to actually like, have people know that you're the
Lol. It is pretty cool. I think that obviously I'm the wild one out of everyone in my life because of my job. And I think regardless of my career prior to this, I've always kind of been outspoken, a little bit of a black sheep, a bit of a crazy person. I think I've got to do cool shit, and definitely think I'm a talented person. I know what I got. I don't really think I don't think I'm a celebrity, and I think that is what has been able to keep me to be a normal person because unfortunately, I think obviously not everyone in the industry, but there's a lot of people in the industry who, not all of us have necessarily had positive attention in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes that can go to the head a little bit. And I've seen a lot of lovely girls and boys who have, changed from the time that they started to the time that they ended.
Oh,
but
definitely. It happens.
yeah, but
No,
it's
that's
very,
okay.
very cool. And I'm very grateful for the amount of love that I get. And people are always so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I'm very, very out of the loop. I don't live in LA, so I rarely come to events and stuff. But whenever I do, the amount of love that I get from trans girls every single time that I come to
good.
events, and it's so cool. I feel like I'm reminded. I'm like, oh, people view my career. I forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
I forget sometimes.
to other trans girls, it's hard to know how much of an idol you are to them. Like like with the fans, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I see the
Your
messages.
hand is a little cramped because of me, but with like
You
the
got
other
carpal
girls,
tunnel.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the other girls, it's a different thing. They look at you through this different lens, and
Yeah.
it is quite beautiful to see sometimes.
It's
you
it's
know?
honestly a huge honor. Yeah, no, I'm very grateful. I don't want to take any of it for granted. I accept all of the love. I think it's cool because I think too. My whole career started because the videos that I made, I wanted to make. The videos that I made were not videos that I had seen at that time, and I wanted to make videos of trans women being intimately engaged with in sexual situations to not be, just kind of like aggressive or, very intense, very hardcore. I wanted something soft and gentle, and I think that it's cool that I think that is echoed throughout the rest of my career. Like, I've had a lot of trans girls who have come up to me and said, I've never seen that before, or I've never seen myself in that light, so thank you. And I think that that's so cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do it for in some
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
way. It's kind of who it's all for.
Yeah.
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 And it's like, I want to keep you humble, but you're very mesmerizing in person too,
Stop.
So
Stop.
it's not only are you so talented and humble
Mhm.
and gorgeous, but you have this like aura.
Yeah.
So let's move on to a really tough question so
Okay.
that
super
I won't,
hardcore question.
like lose my answer. But no, you had mentioned Groovy and being one of your favorite studios to work with. What do you think sets them apart?
Honestly, I think there's many factors that greatly set Groovy apart. I think that because it is more low key and more private, there's a comfortability that you can have.
Yeah.
For me, when I go and I shoot a Groovy, it is typically one or two people, and that's it. It's a photographer and maybe the person who books it. Typically, it's just the photographer and you just kind of get to chill out in a house and shoot. Obviously, the production value is different with larger studios, but what comes with that obviously can be a very fun time, but what comes with that is definitely more people on set, a lot more people behind the camera, perhaps a little more nerves because it's less of a homegrown kind of feeling.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about Groovy is I just get to chill.
Totally.
Oh.
You were the first trans model to shoot for Brazzers.
Yeah, speaking of big production.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
production and
Speaking
big
of more
production.
than 2 people on set.
What was
Yeah.
that like?
Yeah, Brazzers was huge. That one, I had a great time. The team was phenomenal. I love Marcos Rivera. I have shot with him literally ever since I shot with him. I first shot with Marcos with Nikki Hartz for their website. Oh, I'm so sorry, sound. I'm so sorry. My phone moving. But I've shot with Marcos since. I'm absolutely in love with him. I think he's an amazing photographer and he shoots women so beautifully. The way he sees the feminine form, I love. But I had an amazing time on the Brazzers set. Everyone was so cool. Luckily it was that kind of feeling because there was so little people and it was at just a set house that it felt very laid back. And it was literally just Marcos behind the camera. I think he did the sound as well.
Oh, cool.
Like it was just him behind the camera and us on a set. So it was a very, very simple laid back feel. I will forever be grateful to Xander Corvus because he's the one who wanted to move forward and thought it was an idea that he wanted to shoot with me. And Brazzers is the one who said yes. So I will forever be grateful to him for giving me that opportunity. And by extension, giving all these other trans girls the opportunity to shoot.
I was just going to say, do you think that scene had an impact on trans representation?
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
1000%.
Totally.
Okay,
I
it was a
think-
layup question, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. But
Boom.
I want
Yeah,
you to tell
no.
me.
I
I wasn't going to argue with it.
You're like, hey guys,
It's a softball.
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was huge. That is, I had a moment when I first popped off in 2019, 2020, and you go to the grocery store and there's like one or two little things that people, you'll notice people recognizing you. After Brazzers, that is just, I mean, there are people on the street who are saying, it's not crazy, I mean, because I don't leave my house, but it's happened way more times than before in my career, which I still was having a moment during my TransAngels contract, during my TransAngels contract, but we'll come back around to that. But
Is there a way that you came up with Daisy Taylor?
yes. Okay, well, it's funny and it's actually quite simple. I love daisies.
Okay.
So simple.
Yeah.
Love daisies. I feel like they're look like that's okay. I really don't need to go all into it. I like
you do.
daisies because
Yeah.
I think that they are cute because they look like in my brain the little like childhood flowers that a boy will
yeah.
give to a little girl. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I love you. So that's why I love daisies. I don't know. That's a very specific reason.
It's very romantic, though. I like it.
yeah.
Thank you. I love daisies. And one of my close friends that I grew up with, her last name is Taylor, and we were joking, and I was like, Daisy Taylor that's a
It does.
gorgeous
Yeah, that's a
name.
name right there.
And she was like, use it. And I was like, all right. And we did not expect for this to happen the way it has happened.
You thought you were just making a name.
I just thought I was going to make a couple videos on Pornhub and make a little money and then figure it out. But
Not
here
be
we are,
the
6 years
international
later.
trans superstar that you are today. But that's how it happens.
Okay.
That's the only way that that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Humble beginnings.
Thank
So
you.
many people look up to you for what you've done to, pave the way for a lot of others. But is there anyone that you look up to or want to work with in the industry?
Yes. I mean, I will never neglect to give my dues to, especially the trans women that came before me, specifically in the industry. Foxy, Domino Presley, Natasha Dreams. These are women, Mia Isabella, these are women that if you really do look around, there aren't many girls that have been around for a long time that stay around.
Yeah.
And to me, those women in my eyes are icons because I think a very important thing actually too that is not talked about just in the LGBTQ world a lot, period, is getting to see I hate even using that word, but mature trans women, seeing trans women who are not 20.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare that I see that kind of representation. And so seeing like Foxy be around, seeing Natasha and being friends with her. It's amazing to actually have those stories, because it's very, very rare that, you know, not everyone gets to last for a long time. And I think that it's so important that we have those girls.
Yeah. And this isn't to say that like I find those girls to be that much older, but
Right.
the older people that are simply older than us, are the people that we should look to.
Yes.
In each community, whether it be straight,
Yeah.
whether it be women, or whether it be trans women.
Yeah.
The older trans women of our generation, or of our world, is the people that we should look up to. And I feel really proud that those are the girls that we've got.
Me too.
You know?
Me too. Because
I
what
love
an
this.
icon.
It's like a
yeah.
No, genuinely,
Forever.
we're lucky. We
It's like a weird little family in a way.
Yes.
So it's really kind of like, I love that when we do build like a good community,
Yeah.
you know, that's worth looking up to. And, you know,
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously we
it's
have
beautiful.
our own struggles, but
Mhm.
I have met some of the most kind, like open-hearted, wonderful people that I've ever met in my entire life in Portland. And I'm so grateful to.
Isn't that unexpected? And I don't know
So-
if like fans and people outside like believe us when we're saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But truly, very authentic. I think when you're kind of like stripped down to literally basic, you know, sex
nothing.
and naked and
Yeah.
whatever,
There's-
it's humbling.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a lot of intimacy that is kind of opened up naturally when you're completely naked in front of 7 people.
You can feel very vulnerable,
Yeah.
and which can lead you to not feeling the best at times, but it can also lead you to some really amazing friendships and relationships
Yeah.
that like you genuinely just wasn't expecting.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
not
know?
expecting.
I have some of my closest friends are my stars.
know.
You know,
Yeah.
really super close.
Well, I think the one thing too is like the relationship. I don't know if you guys feel the same. For me, like the relationship with my body. Like I didn't grow up in like a naked house or like a very set. Like I grew up in like a much more like conservative home. So being more open about sex and being able to literally sit naked and like have a conversation with someone in the eyes and it's not weird. It is completely a different layer of being like, oh, okay, this is just is what it is.
That level of comfort with your body.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what you enjoy most about your work in the adult industry, but you've touched on some really great things, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I love the creative aspect. I'm very lucky, again, with TransAngels and Adult Time and like the different companies that I've gotten to work with, because they, for some reason, seem to keep giving me directorial
I wonder why.
responsibilities.
Yeah, I wonder.
So-
I wonder why they give the theater kid all the all the directorial.
gotta
Do you know what it
eye.
is too? Is I think it's because like I'm an extremely particular person.
Mhm.
So
You'll get shit done.
it's like y'all don't gotta do a lot of work because I am writing down like detailed shot list key. Here's a photo reference for each of it. Yeah, so I would argue maybe a little bit too hands-on.
I don't know.
Maybe
if that's
I could take
possible.
my pinkies off just a
Yeah.
little bit. You know, maybe not white knuckle everything so much,
Yeah.
but it's very cool.
So, are you back? Like,
Yeah.
is Daisy Taylor back?
Yeah, no, what's funny is like I thought, because I'm an irresponsible girl, I thought that last year was going to be like, I was like, oh, I'm coming back. I'm going to shoot all this. I shot about 4 scenes the entire year, which is still really good.
Yeah,
which is
it's
still like good.
Yeah.
You can stretch those through the year.
Yes.
but some shoot like 20.
Yes, and and
You shooting so.
I know, 20 in a year? We got to bump those numbers up. baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
year. That is
It's
not
20,
what I
it's 20 in
meant.
a month. Like,
holy
Yeah,
shit.
sorry.
Yeah.
You
I was gonna say,
working.
I mean,
All
at,
right.
at the height of what I was doing with TransAngels, I was doing 4 scenes a month, and that was like,
That's a lot. Yeah.
that's too much. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
That's a
That's a
fucking
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely back. I did not plan for last year, and I really, really thought, I think I was a little bit of an ego check. I thought just because I'm like, well, you know, I'm like kind of that girl, like I could just like pop up and it's gonna be fine. No.
Really?
So yeah, no,
I
I
feel like
think
there's a little bit of like resistance to like.
not so much resistance. I just think obviously the times have changed. I think that one, my body has changed since I have started. Both I've gotten tattoos and like I don't have a problem with it, but I've gained a little bit of weight. And so I've gotten backlash from that.
Oh, for sure.
Which is like, it is what it
Viewers,
is.
directors are so
geez.
picky. They're
So-
picky. You have to be
it's
the
so bad.
exact same. Don't change your hair.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
change your weight.
it's
Mhm.
it's very extreme. So I think it was just that. I think also too, I feel so controversial.
What?
I from the beginning of my career, but especially I think within the last year or two, I've just been very outspoken about how I feel about the indiscretions in the industry and the
Mhm.
injustices and all these different things. And so I think that there are a lot of people who previously shot with me who are no longer shooting with me, and not necessarily performers, but like companies and stuff who don't really want to perhaps work with someone who is so loud.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
to
good
that
with
we
that.
say,
Ta-ta.
you.
Ta-ta, ta-ta, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just kind of it is what it is.
Absolutely. But
Profession.
you're back now, and you got a
Back,
are
back,
you under contract
back,
or
back again. Yeah, so I'm trying to shoot. I'm trying to make 2024 my year. A little
Okay.
crazy. I have things that I never gotten to do. I will always regret with my whole heart that I never got to do an Axel Braun movie because he's since retired.
Yeah.
But Erica Lust, I'm coming for you. I swear to God, I'm working on my Spanish. Barcelona, here we come. I'm doing big things this
I
year.
love it.
I did actually, depending on, of course, when this comes out, I am in a contract yet again with TransAngels.
Ah.
Second time's the charm, baby.
All
Bringing
the
it
best,
back.
right?
Bringing it back. So I'm super excited about that. Obviously, I love TransAngels. I loved my first time around with them, but there are a lot of things that I did not get to finish that I feel like we could not just let float away. So
Yeah.
I have to come
Will
back with a
you tell our
vengeance.
viewers what it means to have a contract?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
So what a contract typically means is you are signed exclusively to one company to shoot with them and only them for a specific duration, for a specific scene rate per shoot, essentially. So you're essentially an exclusive model for that company.
Yeah.
Sometimes it depends. It could be switched up. Sometimes your certain body parts are exclusive.
Yeah.
Some people.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of girls who I know who are like exclusive, like, and so they can shoot like vaginal, but they can't shoot. I've heard that a lot.
Damn. I did not know
That's
about
crazy.
that.
That's kind of. I mean, that's cool. That's
You
how
got
it
my
works.
turning over here.
But I'm like, that's so wild
Like-
because I'm like, they own your. butthole.
They say you can't
Girl,
use
they
it.
own your booty.
They own your butthole.
You can't do
baby.
nothing with it.
I would like to use my butthole
Right.
when and if I choose.
Well, that's the only.
but
option,
also, money
Yeah.
does speak. So,
right. Hello.
so
Yeah.
as a viewer, what kind of porn do you like? As a consumer,
Well, okay. I honestly don't watch much porn. And I think it's so funny. I think it's based on the amount of length that I've been in porn, right? So there's a lot of people that I see in mainstream porn I know.
Mhm.
I know.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not really into this. I'm going to flip it around.
Oh my goodness.
How do you guys feel about, you guys kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier when you said mattress actress.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the term porn star? The modern culture that we have now where there's a lot of people who are not necessarily porn stars, but they're online creators. How do you guys feel about that?
Even though I consider that I make some porn as well, I would much rather call myself a cam model because camming is what I have the most fun in and what I make the most money in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't personally use the word porn star.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I think to me, it's very specific. It's like a dictionary definition. If you're not shooting studio scenes, you are not a porn star. You are an adult creator, an adult influencer,
I think so too.
because we earn that badge because studio is really difficult.
Clock it.
It's really difficult. It's really hard to stick around. It's really hard to show up for work every day because it's
Mhm.
your body, it's your mind, it's everything. So I get frustrated when people are like, I'm a porn star. I'm like, but you didn't put in the work.
But you've never
You
shot
know,
any.
Right. And I think
Right.
too, some people think like, oh, there's like, a hierarchy, right? Like, am I like Brazzers contract star of 20 years? No, but we're called the same thing. That's a little frustrating.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I have a hard time with the OnlyFans influx. Everyone thinks they're a porn star. But I also believe that there's room in this industry for everyone.
Correct.
So if you want to
I
be an
don't
adult
really
creator, you
believe
want to
in-
be a porn star, everyone should do it.
Yeah, I don't really believe in oversaturation. I do
No,
believe that
there's
a lot
plenty-
of people can be using the same word to describe something that isn't actually the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
AI.
Yes.
But I think that it's ultimately fine.
Yeah.
But I personally ultimately will not be using such a broad term to describe
Yeah.
what I don't feel like I do. Because I don't feel like I make it all the time.
When
That's
did you
fair.
feel like you were a porn star?
I don't know. It's funny. Like I struggle with the term myself.
Oh,
like,
really?
I struggle calling myself. I would logistically. I think I could consider myself on paper a star because same where it's like,
Absolutely.
I have put in the work.
Yeah.
I could consider myself, but I just don't like the label because I feel like it comes with the celebrity status almost that.
And it's the star part.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like
I'm
I
not a star.
definitely like I do. I would say like I do adult work. That's what I say. Like I do adult work. But I struggle with star because I don't like the celebrity part of it. I have people comment. I have my friends comment and joke like, "Oh, you're a celebrity." I'm like, "No, I'm not a celebrity," and I don't even want to attach to that mindset because I feel like that.
The way that I reconcile with that though is that we are a fantasy for the viewer, and
Totally.
if they want to believe that we're that special,
Hey,
great.
if you
I'll
want
do
to
that
think
for
I'm
you.
famous, babe.
Yeah. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you.
Right. There is a lot of responsibility that I feel like comes with that could not.
Yeah.
I don't really want.
No.
Like I'm not responsible for you, and I don't feel like I should have to be.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck up in that. I don't know. I just feel so weird with labels.
Tell us about like the best sex you've ever had. Could be
Ooh,
on camera, could be off. Probably off.
Probably off.
I'd be shocked if you said on camera.
Honestly, probably off.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're like,
on camera is really shocking.
Opened up, back twisted. Yeah.
The best time I've ever had sex, ever.
Yeah, give us a juicy story.
It might even be an OnlyFans collab.
Yes.
Oh,
Because-
really?
I like that.
It might even be an OnlyFans collab. And I don't know if I want to say who because I don't want to give them
Tell me later.
the recognition. And,
Uh-huh.
Not the recognition.
Oh, I hate
You can have the
that.
recognition, but
Yeah.
you can't have the satisfaction
Right.
of
Wanna
knowing
let-
that it
No.
was you who
The
did it.
best one of my entire life. I
But-
would never
Oh,
tell that.
God.
I would say that there is a certain OnlyFans collab with a certain male creator that
I think
was very pleasurable.
Oh. What do you think is the weirdest thing that turns you on?
Ooh. Well, this
I
could
love
be a
when we
very...
get to the sex questions. Just
And everybody's
stumped.
Blank.
just
Couldn't
like,
shut you up until
Blank.
now.
I know. I'm sitting here talking
What
about.
the heck?
I'm talking about big girthy dick.
Well, what do you want to talk about with sex?
What is the weirdest thing that I'm like sexually attracted to?
that turns you off.
Oh, I don't even want to say
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Now you
yes.
have to
It
say
I don't
better
wanna
be
say it.
fucking gross
Okay, like
too.
it-
the way you just
that's,
made
that's
that
the worst
face.
part. It's not going to be horribly gross, but I just feel
Oh.
ashamed saying it. It's
Okay.
it's not feet because I'm not turned on by feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But more just seeing someone completely naked, and so sometimes seeing someone's feet
Oh,
a part of the whole package.
I'm with it.
Right. It's like so boring, but
I'm
I
with
feel
it.
ashamed even saying that
That's
because
what I said.
because
said,
I
"What's
am
the
not-
weirdest thing that
I am
turns
not a
you on?"
phalange sucker. Okay, I'm not putting
Really?
men's toes into my mouth.
Fair
you ain't
enough.
gonna put you ain't gonna suck
Not
little
a
toe?
man toe in my mouth.
No, agreed.
I do not trust what is
It's just
under that
big.
man toe.
Do you
So-
consider yourself dominant or submissive?
I feel like I'm a healthy line in between, but I mean, I guess if you would put me on a spectrum between dominant and submissive, I would definitely lean more towards the submissive side. But I think I'm like a bratty bottom.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like
What does that
I'll be a little sassy.
Like I'm like do it harder,
Okay.
but I'll have an attitude.
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like kind of rude, but like in a cute way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a
You'll
little
talk from the
dominant.
bottom sometimes.
Yeah.
From the-
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, but
It's like the
I
sex
don't like
version of a
top.
backseat driver.
Yeah. No. 100%.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Topping is a lot of work.
You know what?
Men don't want to talk about.
I will-
how much it is a lot of
I
work.
will
to
talk it on a
somebody.
man and all day long, but you know what? I'll give you your props because topping is so hard. One to have the stamina. Also, I don't know about you because I never top. I'm coming in 5 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
I've had
even
to,
try.
What's it called?
Make it happen.
What is my stamina? I've had to build over these last
Oh,
years,
yeah.
literally by myself, because I will pop in a second.
Me too.
Oh.
Especially if it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like,
It's making sense.
I've gotta stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. 30
Huh.
seconds, no joke.
Yeah, it's too much.
The only time I've ever topped, obviously, is with a strap, and I can't
You
get
top
that.
with the strap.
We got yeah.
You can't get the.
I can't
yeah.
get the hip movement. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
I
it's
think as women,
hard.
we kind of everything's like back, but I feel like
Yeah,
for men,
but
everything
it's
is forward.
Mhm.
That's
And
a
so
very
it's like
interesting.
it's almost like riding with your other hands.
Right.
You're like, wait, how do I
You're
do this?
You're so
know?
right.
So
I mean, because it is completely
true.
different. Because you're right.
So-
As a woman, you draw back a lot. There's a lot of like
It's
bringing the
we're
butt
like
back.
totally opposite.
It's
you know?
totally
Damn.
opposite.
I'm like, dude, I don't because I want to get better. You know, I want to make it like pleasurable. So it's like
You
sometimes
gotta
we
build your
joke.
stamina.
Yeah,
You
we
gotta
look yes, the
find
stamina.
somebody to peg.
that for sure,
basically.
For real.
Okay.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Evil laugh.
Buckle up.
She said,
Would you hook up with a guy who has abnormally small or abnormally large balls?
I love this. Oh, that's actually kind of hard because, as fun as abnormally large sounds, what if you hurt yourself? What if you hurt yourself or you hurt me? What if your balls are so pendulous and so heavy and so large that when you are f***ing me, it is causing an impact that is so strong that it's like 10 tons of force, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe you'd want little balls, but if the balls are too small, where do they go?
What?
Where are they?
They're not.
They're
I mean,
hiding.
they're basically not there. Yeah.
They're hiding.
Yeah.
And is there going to be any
Why are you
cum?
pointing at me?
Because would you like? Cause I have a question.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you like
I was like, I don't have balls.
Melissa, you're giant balls.
You're like small balls.
And your
you know.
text,
I'm like,
your
do I?
testicles now.
Yeah. But would you like someone? Would you like someone with
Oh,
giant
but I
balls or
like-
tiny balls?
I'm thinking tiny balls too, because I like to. I'm very orally fixated, and I couldn't do a lot with big balls.
I can do a lot with big balls.
You're like, I don't
Yeah.
need them in my mouth. I could put them on my face.
So we got two for a little. You're the
Or my feet. I can.
oh
Okay, queen.
yeah.
That'd
I'm
be
also
fun.
kind of like a perv, so I'm always fascinated by how when men sit, like their pants kind of like bunch up. So if I had a boyfriend that had like huge balls, I'd just be like
Ow.
all the time, like
Yeah.
why,
Staring at
why
his-
are you
his
sitting
ball
like that?
camel toe.
Yeah.
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 Ball
that's-
camel toe. I'm so dead right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I love balls though. I don't mind that. I don't mind that little bulge thing.
A little bulge, a little weird.
The little ball bug bulge.
Yeah. I mean,
I
if
love
it's like
that.
a hot dude, but it's usually like your like grandpa, and you're like,
Grandpas do have big balls.
they sag as you get older. Yeah.
Oh. Do you think they like get larger to compensate?
I don't think they get
I think
larger.
it's just gravity. They
Oh,
literally
you're
just,
right,
like-
right. There's just more scrotum.
Yeah, like tits.
That's
They just kinda-
disgusting.
That's kind
Ball.
of gross.
That's
But hey,
disgusting. That's kind of nasty.
That's kind of nasty.
We need to have a guy on to verify.
We do.
Yeah.
We should get like.
We need a 70-year-old star
Balls.
Tell
to
us
come
about your
in.
balls.
Yeah. How big are your balls, sir?
And how far have they sunk from 1974 until
How
now?
have they changed?
We brought a tape measure with us.
Please take measure for us. Okay. Is it all?
I think we're good.
That's all the questions I think we
Yeah.
have.
I want to keep you around forever, but we'll cut the camera and we'll keep talking. We'll hang out.
Yeah, we'll actually hang
This has
out.
been an amazing interview, and I am so glad to have appeared on Sex Tales.
No, we're so glad to have had you.
Yeah, totally. So let the fans know where they can find you.
Oh dear God. Okay. Daisy Tay on Instagram, Here on Neptune on Twitter, TikTok, Hub, OnlyFans, and YouTube. And I think that's all I got.
Hell
That's
yeah,
right,
we'll take
baby.
it.
Can't wait to
Alright.
see you again.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for you guys. I had a lovely time today.
Oh,
So
stop. Pleasure
hopefully we
was-
get to do it again.
Pleasure was
Heck
all
yeah.
ours.
All
Yeah.
Yeah.
ours.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Hey, Sex Squad. Remember to spank that like button and subscribe on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/camminglife.
And make sure to subscribe to Sex Tales wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Yes.